Hello everyone, that's the Dominion map. It's finished as you see. My coalition got third place, I think. Yeah, we got a third place with only 3 people inside. Yeah, that's funny. Most of our friends who were supposed to join didn't join. They joined instead winning coalition. And the winning coalition was made of the guys who followed me from the different server just to attack me, to slander me, and to do all other things that are forbidden by Betro in rules and laws because it's called wolf packing. If you follow person just to make harm to that player, that's forbidden. And I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah. You don't want to be one of those people who do that. You just want to enjoy game. It is true that sometimes people think I'm wolfpacking them, but truth be told, there are people who I met earlier and I don't want to do any diplomacy with them. I don't attack them, don't do anything related to them, but if they will stay in the game long enough to meet me, then of course there is no way I can cooperate them after they backstab me or they GM'd me or they use any cheats like multi-accounts or sitters. If they are fighting good game, like a honest fight and war, and they were behaving like a normal players, then why not? We can make a peace and talk and make diplomacy. But if you win in the ways that are not really based on skills, then I don't really need cooperation with you because I know that you won't be useful as a ally or as a friend, and I'm more than sure you will backstab me anyway. So yeah, just to show others that I backstabbed someone who is in top 10, top 20. Anyway, what happened here is, let's see. Oh, stardate 57.1, I think. Yeah, this is your captain speaking. We won. Yeah, I'm on second place, strangely, despite so many wars. How many wars do we have? We have, oh my god, yeah, we have a lot of wars. Doesn't matter because we were taking capitals from our boss, whom we saved for that period. But as you see, I was a little bit sloppy and I haven't finished those 2 bots on time. I lack like 2 hours, I think. I was doing different things during that weekend and unfortunately I wasn't able to finish on time. That's the coalition that we attacked. Our nice Wolfpack hate funclub. So it was Tehran, there was Yobait who was Congo, who escaped from me from Africa. That was Rujik from Archangels. They haven't fought any really wars except maybe against 10 times smaller enemies and bots. As you see, I retook whole Anatolia. Rest was taken by revolts. I had very small army here, but I pretended nicely that I'm bigger and I used my fighters. I think I had a lot of them. Where are my fighters? I think I had like 30 fighters, but they are all lost because of fighting with fighters of the Kursk, who was the biggest player, but now he's on the third place, I think. Yeah, he finished behind us. Sorry, Kursk. You were trying to be too smart, and yeah, and this same thing. He didn't get his medal. He was just outside. Yeah, this is what happens if you don't know how to play this game and you don't save any capitals, and then you think you will make it up with number of provinces. They hope they will retake all Anatolia and all this area, but it never happened. So in general, we were pushing because there was nothing else to do. We forced this Spanish French coalition to stop sending spies to attack us. That was, to be honest, pretty good strategy, because they knew what I'm lacking in resources, so they cleaned up completely my oil supplies, my coal supplies, my gas supplies, and my food supplies. Because at that time, my morale. What is my morale now? Come on. 80%. At that time, I think it was like 60% because I still had those bots and I didn't take any capitals. So yeah, I was saving those bots for the last day to get as much as you can. As you know, the game calculates the points on the last day change within the game span. So it doesn't matter how many points you have at the end of the game. What it matters is how many points you have and your coalition at the end of the last day change. So in general, we're in a really tight spot because we moved only half an army. Tehran, as always, surrounded himself with the lackeys to do his job because he's not able to play. So he got Kursk, he got Delhi, he got that guy, North Toms, and he got that guy, Okhotsk. I was hoping that Okhotsk, North Toms, and Delhi will join us because that was enough to win the game. I wasn't counting on that guy because he was just trying to join the biggest alliance in the end. That's why he wasn't really fighting with France and Spain, because he was hoping to join them in case me or Tehran attacked him. So yeah, the guy is called, how do we call this guy? Sir Marcus Knight from the Kingsman. Yeah, Kingsman. That's like, it's not the alliance I like to work with, and after a couple of times they didn't keep their word. I don't think I will be working with them in the future games. Yeah, that was like a final point when he completely refused to meet his part of bargain when I was supposed to attack at Tehran through his lands to make a really nice pincer movement around main armies in Iraq and took over by surprise all these terrains, because with my army marching through Kursk and cutting off those armies, they would have to withdraw, leaving all this space here for us. Unfortunately, that guy Kursk, he blocked us, he removed the row. We discussed a war, of course, because we were already in his terrain. Then we said that we are not happy with what he did and we don't think we'll be working with him anymore in the future, because he was still trying to play this funny card that he will join us to help us win. We didn't really need him. With North Tomsk, Delhi and Okhotsk joining, even without Delhi, I think Tomsk and Okhotsk were enough to win the game on the first place. And no, he just said he won't allow us to move, that he changed his mind, and from the movement of troops of Tehran coalition, it was sure that they were moving to protect him. Also from movement of troops of Okhotsk, Tomsk, it was visible that his armies were moving towards me, so I'm pretty sure that yeah, this is North Tomsk, as you see. North Tomsk sent big part of his army to support our armies, despite the fact that he was talking with us about joining us. I'm not sure what does mean. He's from Honria and Patria, Brazilian alliance. This means this little army moving here when we almost break through says to me a lot, and as the Kingsman I will be very, how to say it, careful dealing with Honra and Patria in any future maps. Not saying that I will be attacking them or not. I won't trust any word coming from them. I will prefer to speak to someone else from the coalition where they are parts of, because that was the same with France here. I talked with friends about not attacking each other. Still, France with that guy, Extremadura, were attacking me with spies all the time. And of course, attack with spies is the same as attack with the army. You are breaking the agreement of not attacking each other. And that was, of course, helping Kursk, and was helping our Wolfpack coalition that we fought. And it was really, really not nice, because it stopped me for a long time in this war. I lost a lot of provinces, and yeah, knowing that Honor and Patria and Kingsmen are on the list of people who I won't be trusting in the future maps. Unfortunately, sorry guys, but this is the calculation, logical calculation from what you did in that map, and there is no way I can say that you helped me in any way on that map. In contrary, you did a lot to damage me in that map. Same with Kursk, of course. Right, so what happened? Kursk declined our offer, we attacked him, we destroyed his armies despite support from much bigger Tehran army that was, I think, at least twice as big as mine. But then we went to the park with family, and our army was 2/3 of that army, that was half of our army, were destroyed. So we carried out with the small units of Kavs and Eves, retaking everything that was taken here. As you see, we pushed them away. We defeated the possibility of Kursk landing his troops. We shoot a lot of his planes here and there with limited resources that we had. Rest of fighters were used to shoot down planes belonging to that coalition and to the Iranians, roughly speaking, and to destroy their armies. As you see, those planes were just crazy. Can I see it, please? Yeah, they killed 736 troops, mostly infantry, of course, but they also killed some valuable numbers of arts, heavy tanks, and so on. As you see, they were quite big armies, and they were completely and utterly destroyed. I think I killed around 700,000 Kursk people. Let's see myself. Any numbers, please? Those are fights against bots. Tehran, he lost 3 times more troops than me, despite fighting on his own land, despite destroying my army when I was AFK, despite I used only half of my army, despite the fact that for over a day I didn't have any support from my allies, because they were not sure what will happen. They saw my half of army standing in Africa. It was to make sure that the guys, the boys from Spain and France will not attack us. There was, of course, France, who was the Honor and Patria player, and I didn't trust him at all. What's more, half an army against our coalition was quite good match, I think, and probably we would stall them, not win, but stall them enough to protect our provinces. At the same time, our nice Wolfpack convinced our coalition members, 2 of them, that I'm keeping this army to attack them, to backstab them, even though I haven't backstabbed anyone in the 10 years. And I don't know why people still believe in that backstabbing propaganda. Look, I haven't backstabbed anyone in 10 years. If you can show such a person who is not lying or not making propaganda like there is Wolfpack, then show me this person and I will apologize, but I don't remember such a person. If there was a fight, it was always because that person attacked me, backstabbed me, has broken agreement, or using other means to try to deceive me cooperating with my enemies and selling them information. Well, you don't want such a people to be in your coalition if they are selling information about your own coalition to enemy. So yeah, there were such a people and they were removed. Everyone who kept their war, like Sudan here and like Natal here, are most welcome to work with me later. I'm pretty sure that Sudan believed in that bullshit about backstabbing him, because he kept his army for a long time here. And when I started to move additional troops, like I think 100 infantries, to support my troops fighting in Iraq and to move troops against bots, he started to panic, very seriously panicking. While Natal was not panicking like him, so I'm pretty sure Natal was sure that I won't backstab him. Thank you for that, Natal. Sudan, next time just talk to me and don't listen to people who have no idea what they are talking about. And yes, what happened here? So in the end, there was an army from Sudan that he, as you see, uncovered all of his lands. I asked him for half an army, not the whole army, even though that was like last hours of fighting, so he was already too late, and he didn't even have time to fight, to be honest, because he was standing here with that army of many troops, many arts, 57 arts, and a lot of infantry. And how many kills? 488, but most of them from Africa. I don't think he killed more than 100 or 200,000 enemy troops. While here he moved his Panther unit straight against enemy stacks that were concentrated on him and just decimated him. With the huge effort and time-consuming technology, I was able to support him a little bit with my 34 arts. Yeah, I was left with 30. I think I lost 4 in fighting. But anyway, they got clean shots a couple of times, but that was all. So the lesson is never use troops during the war when you are AFK. Just withdraw them, don't push them, because enemy will use this occasion to destroy your army, and without army you can have all the activity you want to have and you won't be able to do a thing. Right, here on the other hand, Natal joined us at the end of the fighting. He was able to take a couple of provinces and push on the enemy, but with the head, so he didn't lose any armies. He pushed in and retreated, seeing the enemy has advantage. So this is how you do it. When enemy has advantage, you don't press. The problem with Sudan and Natal, I think, was that they were not using enough spies to see enemy troops. But I must say they helped me with the resources when those people who, despite agreement, were attacking me with spies and stealing all my resources. When I had 0 resources, they helped me. Alright. Once more here. We joined to our coalition Gold Coast for being in our sphere of influence. Of course, we could have taken him down and take his capital, hoping we can get the first place, but it was very unlikely with the time I had left. There was Sahara that was offered to join us, and he was part of our coalition, as you see, Sardaukars, but he didn't manage to survive these last hours. He was defeated. I wasn't really in a position to support him with all these bots fighting here. How many troops we have here? We had here, yeah, enough to fight maybe, but not enough to win. Plus there was agreement with those guys who were destroying me with spies that we don't attack each other, so I couldn't do too much. Sahara was in their sphere of influence, but as long as he could survive, he was supplying some points to the final score. So I think he had some points in the end. So yeah, I gave him this possibility to join us only because he allowed us to have quiet on this front because of his armies and his presence here. Those guys were not able to move their all troops against me. Simple as that. I was trying to do the same with Kursk. He wanted to join us. I said to him, well, and pretend that you are not joining Tehran. This will cause Tehran to leave some troops to stay on your borders, and this will help me to win faster and get the gold first place for us. But Kursk wanted the gold medal, that's why he finished with the bronze one, and he thought he can do it by smooth talking, but it's not the way. You need to know how to fight, and unfortunately he had huge problems with that. Yeah, so we finished like we finished, just fighting half of the world, whole Asia in general, and all Eastern Europe. Because as you will see, Kursk was supported by his older coalition. Not sure what was happening with that coalition, but that coalition, instead of attacking him with spies, Kursk, they were attacking me. So it looked like they had some kind of agreement of not destroying each other's armies. Plus, yeah, that coalition was also supporting Kursk. And he also wanted me to support him, so that was really very naive from him to believe that I will go for that deal. In the end, there was Birma without the alliance, so we asked him to join. When Ohot betrayed his word and didn't join us and joined enemy instead, we had a free space for Shikoku and for Birma. Same with Ochotsk, with Tomsk. When he didn't join, we have a second free space. There was also our friend from East. No, where is he? Here. Sonora. So he was in our coalition till the last hours, but yeah, he didn't have enough points to support us. Birma had more points, that's why I swap him with Birma in the end. I just had to give these points to the guys who were supporting us through the whole game, so to the Gold Coast and to the Sudan, and the others were having more points than Sonora, that's why they were in late. Oh, sorry, it's late today, it's 34 degrees, and I was running and exercising in 3 parks for 3 hours, so I'm tired. What to say? Resources look good, but only because they are still running after the game was finished, and we took a lot of capitals that allowed us to raise morale enough to get the second place, the silver medal. Yeah, the push didn't work, mostly because we were betrayed by Kursk. I think it was their plan from the start to lure me into believing that that Kursk will allow me to move, because all armies that they were about to cut me off in Anatolia when I was moving. And I'm not really sure what was happening. Also, I wanted to get rid of Arabia because he went AFK and he was having war against me, so I didn't want to lose morale, so I moved my troops through Kursk to get Arabia. But Kursk said he will take care of him, and it wasn't good for me because it would take Kursk a couple of days to take out Arabia, which was lowering my morale every single 6 hours. So another scheming from Kursk to lower my points and raise his points by taking Arabian capital. And as you know, I don't like people who try to be smarter than they look like. And yep, that was end of negotiations. Kursk had simple choice: return to the agreement we had, give me row so I can attack Tehran, just goodbye to you. This is what happened, goodbye, because he declared war on me, and then I just moved through his territories, taking everything. Yeah, and even despite that he was the biggest country, even despite that guy was the second biggest country, despite they have support Belgian Congo here, army, support from Archangel, support from Baghdad, some armies coming from Toms. They still didn't manage to defeat my half army and the armies that were sent by my allies. Because as you see, we are still standing there, fighting. I was still in... I think I had some planes in production. Very scarce, everything. Some forts. Everything to continue push. Because it was about the last day push. From the retrospective, I shouldn't have attacked. I think I should have allowed enemy to attack us because I didn't have any provinces here. So we could have lost the Arabian provinces, but we would be defending the Red Sea. That way I wouldn't waste all my weekend for fighting. I'm not sure if we were able to get the third place by that. For sure I wouldn't be able to get a silver medal. But yeah, let's see coalition list. Yeah, we were second biggest. Well, we had the less points because of the wars. And yeah. Maybe not. Maybe that was enough to get the third place. Hard to say. But for sure I shouldn't have gone to the war, wasting my time while there was no support. Natal forgot to tell me that he spends weekends with family, while Sudan, I think he was working. So for the first 24 hours, so it was 4 days of fighting in the game map. I was alone, just fighting everyone here, getting surrounded and then surrounding my enemies and getting my army smashed when I was in the park. Then they joined, but as I said, Sudan didn't have any activity at all. He was just sending armies and logging off. Natal was fighting, but so many armies against him, it was too much. If those guys have supported me in the first day of attack, we probably would be able to set up very nice defense line in Caucasus and between Caspian Sea and the Persian Gulf, because this is what I was aiming for: create a short defensive lines that are easy to defend and we can then thrust further. But as I had only half army against everything they had, that was not enough even with my skills. And yeah, as they started to use gold marks to destroy my railways and airfields, we responded with same thing, destroying railways and airfields. Right, we should, I think, a lot of planes in that war. I'm not sure how much, but my points went up. Yeah, this is fighting with Kursk. As you see, I lost some troops because I was using infantry and cavalry to fight him, not arts. Arts were against those Iranians. These are Hungarians. Yeah, this is the proper ratio against that Syri person, 1 to 10. Yobit should be the same. Oh yeah, Archangels, he's part of Wolfpack, and that guy, Belgian Congo, is also part of Wolfpack. Here is less, it's 1 to 3, 1 to 4. I was sloppy and got shot a couple of times. That guy is also part of Wolfpack, so 1 to 3. Yeah. It turned out in the end that Bitwo was not aware of my report about the Wolfpack because they were not coming to them. There was some issue with my account sending the report. So in the end we finished on an agreement that I will send the reports once more after the game has finished, describing the situation, but using different means of reporting the players. So be sure that all the Wolfpackers who you meet, all these nasty toxic people that you meet, they will be dealt with by Bitro, because Bitro is not will not allow such a people to spread toxic behaviors on the servers. I hope it will work for the future, and after warns they will get, hopefully, they will be more focused on game, less on destroying others people experience, because I don't care, I can kill them anyway. 3 of them was not enough to kill half of my army, so they had to get Kursk, Tomsk, and Baghdad, so yeah, I can deal with them any day, but that was not okay towards my coalition members, Natal and Sudan, who don't have skills to fight with huge enemies that outnumber them many times. And it was really not fun to listen to all this slandering and accusations that Wolfpackers were sending to them, trying to convince them to betray me and backstab me, even though that they had like advantage 10-1 against me. Well, this is why people with low skills shouldn't play competitive games like 500 maps. Saying that, I must say it was fun, because I wasn't really sure about the skills of those Wolfpackers. Every time I fought them, they were always bigger than me, and I was destroyed on this Polish server with the GMs. In general, when I start the game on the Polish server, I'm destroyed with spies and gold, so I cannot have any factories or barracks for the first 40 or 50 days on the Polish 500 maps. So as you can imagine, I'm left with 10 provinces, and I need a lot of support from people to get to the stance where I can do something. With planes, of course, because there is no time to produce arts. And planes are the best weapon I have mastered, so yeah. Right now, yeah, map finished as it finished. We're very close to getting second place if we had enough morale, because as you see, we had second biggest number of provinces, but the morale from the wars with those guys lowered us. We were hoping that Spaniards will win the second place, but because Okhotsk, Tomsk and Delhi joined Wolfpackers, then there was nothing I could do. Of course, don't take me wrong, if there was no time limit, those guys would be completely and utterly destroyed. But yeah, this is event, its time is limited and you have to plan accordingly. That's why we planned this war for 1-2 days most. And to be honest, we took all provinces in Arabia, in Syria, some in Iraq, the whole Anatolia. It wasn't so bad, taking into consideration that we had how much? Yeah, let's say 1.7 million troops here. How many here? 1.5 million here. I had less in the end. I lost a lot of troops fighting everything. Yep, that was all my army that was stopping the armies from advancing into Anatolia. He was so close. So yeah, in general, those guys from Wolfpack, they are good if they have support from others, because they were asking for money and resources from others to support their fight against me, because I was a huge threat for the whole map, of course, not them who wanted to destroy me. But yeah, as you see, there was 3 of them pushing each other with resources, and there was some kind of nasty message that they were sending to people. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere here. Yeah, can we see it? Oh yeah, this is the message. You can pause the video and read it. I got it from one of the people who received it from them. What's more? Yeah, we were dealing quite fine, I guess. Just don't remember that I have still a huge army here that was never used because, as I said, you never fight with more than 50-60% of your troops. In case enemy has more friends, more golds, more tricks, more activity. And that army, if it was joining the first army that went there, and that was, I think, in the first run, I have sent around 600,000 troops or 700,000 troops with 55 arts, I guess, something like that. And half of tanks and half of heavy tanks and balloons and everything. So yeah, if I have nuked all army, I'm pretty sure we would have crushed them, but as I said, I didn't trust France, who was from Honor and Patria, didn't really trust those Spanish guys. In the end they kept their word, but you never know what would happen if my army wasn't there. And yeah, quite a nice map. Not as much XP points I was hoping for, but still, remember, I spent only 4 days playing it in general. In the first day, every day was looking the same. Just sending orders for the building queue, for the production queue, and then sending some troops to move, maybe try to take the bot when I'm FK using the offensive fire. Of course, when Bit was switched off all fire modes, I wasn't able to get any bot, so my expansion was halted to a stop. I think it was around 33. Yeah, as you see, I had a lot of bots and I couldn't kill them because I didn't have a fire mode and I'm not active in the game. I was spending like 20-40 minutes per day on that map, and that was all. Sometimes more when I was recording something, but to be honest, that was all. Only during the wars, the first war with Rhodesia and Yobate, and with the war against Cameroon and Sudan, and then 2 days against this big wolf pack here. So 4 days of fighting, 4 days spending the game, and that was all. And you get the silver medal, and you get 3rd place as a coalition. No diplomacy, to be honest, and probably I should have given diplomacy to Skelly, so because he was on good terms with Delhi, and maybe he would be able to convince Delhi, Tomsk, and others to join us. But as everyone believed that I'm a scumbag that will destroy everyone and backstab everyone just to win the game, well, they learned hard way that they were supporting Wolfpackers, and well, I would be ashamed on place of Madras, Tomsk, and Dochot that they helped Wolfpack to win. But well, we don't judge people. For sure, I would take serious doubts when those 3 guys who joined Wolfpackers would try to do some kind of diplomacy with my coalitions in the future, because if you cannot recognize guys who are slandering other guy and you are supporting them, then there is something not right. You are basically supporting cheaters. Yep. Right. Time to wrap up. I think that was the last movie from that series. Let me know if you want to hear anything more about that. You want to see something more, to check the troops of other players, maybe from Honora Patria, what they were doing, what kind of troops they are producing. As you see, empty provinces everywhere. That is the mark of a player whose all achievements are based on what others are doing, because he doesn't have any troops to defend himself in case someone betrayed. Yeah, all army on the front. You don't do such a thing. Half an army on the front, man. Same here. Oh, Spain. Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, Look at that guy, he kept all his armies home. Maybe he was looking for the easy opportunity to take something. That guy was just dead because he wasn't doing anything. And yeah, he was coalition leader, I guess. What? Dusk Trocker? No, Dust Trocket. Yeah, whatever. I have no idea what that means in English. Right. So thank you very much for listening. Tell me what you think. What would you like to see? We can check our spies, where they are. Yeah, can we? Switch off. Oof. It works. It works. Defensive spies and some offensive spies to see enemy. And that was all. We got a lot of spies. I hope we have points from that. Come on, switch off, switch off, switch off. Yeah. You don't want to use pins because they are slowing your computer even if the map is closed to a house. Now I am not able to do anything. Yeah. Stop. God, Petro, fix it, please. Anyway, I'm done. I cannot look at that anymore. Just fix it.